Hi everyone, welcome back to my show. This week I have with me Alaina Schmitt. She is a fifth year here at Bellarmine. She's studying sports administration and she is on the golf team. Alaina, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So I just kind of wanted to start out. Golf is a really interesting sport, to me at least, because I'm very bad at it. I've tried, I'm not good. How did you get into golf? Like how, as a kid, do you realize, or whenever you started, did you realize that golf was something that you would be good at?
Well, I didn't start playing golf until 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And I played softball my whole life. My dad he's a golf pro, so he always wanted me to play golf, and I just never wanted anything to do with it. And then my senior year of high school, I got hurt, so I had to quit softball. So then I originally went to Murray State as just a normal student, and I hated not having anything to do because playing softball my whole life, that's all I did. So I came home after my freshman year of college, and the person I was dating at the time, he played golf, and so I started playing with him, and I just like fell in love with it, played it every day, and then I ended up just like wanting to play all the time, and yeah.
And so Bellarmine just like you reached out to them, they reached out to you. How did that work? Since like
Well,
you didn't have any like stats, I would say.
yeah, so basically what had happened was I went back to Murray that fall of 2019, and I got a job at the golf course so I could like practice every day and everything. And I saw the Murray golf team there all the time practicing, and I was like, I want to play on that team. And so that fall break I came home and talked to my parents, and it was actually I made this whole like list of like pros and cons of why they should let me take a semester off to like train really hard and then try to walk on at Murray. And I remember I was like, I just sat down at the kitchen table and started crying to my mom because I was like, I just want to play golf in college, Mom. And she was like, let's go talk to your dad. So I went to his work and we sat down with him, and he could tell I'd been crying, and it was just like dead silent for like 10 minutes. And finally I just came out and said, I want to play golf in college. And he said, oh, thank God, I thought you were going to say you're pregnant. And so then he was like, okay, playing golf in college, that's better than being pregnant. So he works at Woodhaven Country Club, and my coach at Bellarmine, he is a member there. So my dad talked to him, and the coach was like, oh, she could walk on. We'd love to have her. So I ended up transferring spring of 2020, and then COVID hit.
Yeah,
so now I have a COVID.
Timing.
Yeah, so now I have a COVID year, which I'm going to use next year and do a year of my master's. So it kind of all worked out well.
That's really cool. Going back a little bit, because that took me. Why was your dad's immediate thought you being pregnant? Just because of the way you were crying? Or?
Just because he could tell I'd been crying, and it was a very serious like vibe to the conversation, and I guess it just kind of caught him off guard. I don't know.
That's really funny. Well, I'm glad that it worked out, and that it was just you playing
right.
golf. Yeah. That's really cool. I'm glad that that's how you came to Bellarmine. I'm really glad that you're here. I'm sure your teammates and coaches are glad that you're here as well. So going into like the team dynamic and the coaching, I heard, well, you told me that you all like to go to Buc-ee's a lot. So tell me about the Buc-ee's. For those of you who don't know, Buc-ee's is this giant gas station, right? Mm-hmm. They sell like everything that you could think of on top of gas, and there's like a little beaver, I guess he is,
yeah,
or a groundhog,
something like that.
I'll put a picture of Buc-ee. Yeah, and so tell me about your Buc-ee's trips.
Yeah, so, well, first, our coach, he always gives us ice cream goals. So if we make so many birdies in a round or, like, shoot a certain team score or something, he'll buy us ice cream after the round. And now it's kind of transformed into, let's go to Buc-ee's instead. And so our team's just obsessed with Buc-ee's. And so the past few tournaments we've gone to, we've just, like, begged our coach to take us to Buc-ee's. And so instead of like stopping and getting food somewhere on the way back, we're like, let's just stop at Buc-ee's. They have food. They have everything.
They have everything.
And so we always like take a team picture together, like a timer pic of showing everything we got at Buc-ee's. And I don't know, we are just obsessed with Buc-ee's now.
It's really funny. I've actually never been to a Buc-ee's.
It's so overwhelming.
I really want to go. I'm gonna have to go, I think.
There's one in Richmond now, so
Okay.
which we have a tournament there coming up.
So,
So we're going to Buc-ee's.
Gonna go to Buc-ee's. Stay tuned for that.
Right.
Buc-ee's vlog.
No, for real.
Yeah, and another really fun thing, you showed me a picture of your team standing under a double rainbow. You guys are drenched.
Oh, yeah.
What is the story behind that picture?
Yeah, so that was last year at the Butler tournament, Butler Invitational, and that was during our practice round, and it was just a really slow day. The groups in front of us were playing so slow. It was taking forever to get done, and then it just starts pouring down rain on us. And then for 20, 30 minutes, and we were like, we should just stop. Why are we still playing this, you know? And then finally the rain stopped, and then it was like the nicest weather ever and double rainbow, and it was just a beautiful day after that.
Do you think that was like a good luck charm? Did you all end up doing well after
Yeah,
that?
actually, we that tournament was the tournament that we broke our school record.
That is so fun with the double rainbow.
Yeah, and then Josephine, one of my teammates, she shot 69, which was a record too. So it was
That's
awesome.
really cool. This is also really random, but is golf, obviously it's not, but are you also good at putt-putt? How does your putt-putt skills compare to how you play actual golf?
I think my putt-putt
curious.
skills are better than my actual putting in golf because I just get up and hit it and I'm like, whatever. And I think when I'm actually putting in golf, I just overthink it all. But putt-putt, I'm like,
You just
all
have a
right,
good time.
yeah.
You know, I'm pretty good at putt-putt, so I think, does that mean that I would also be really good at golf?
Maybe just the putting part. The full swing, I don't know. We'll have to see about that.
No, because I can't hit a drive.
Oh, then you might struggle a little bit. Maybe stick to putt-putt.
Okay, yeah. One more, like, kind of final question. You know, I know you just started playing golf, and you transferred schools. You made a big decision. You're doing your master's, your MBA, I'm assuming. Do you think that was the right choice you made? Do you ever, like, wonder what would have happened if you would have stayed at Murray, or, like, do you ever wonder, or are you confident in your decision?
So when I first transferred, I remember I went down because COVID hit. I ended up going on a trip with my dad, and we played golf down in Florida, and I played so bad, and I just had like a meltdown. I was like, Dad, I don't know why I transferred. This was the worst decision ever, and like, was this really what I wanted to do? And now, I mean, looking back on it now, like, it definitely was the decision. I went from not wanting anything to do with golf to wanting to make it my whole life, and now I'm gonna, once I graduate, I want to be a golf instructor and play some tournaments and stuff, so it definitely was the right decision for me.
Well, good. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad you're playing golf here. I really appreciate you being on my show this week. I had a lot of fun. I hope the rest of your season goes well. I'm sure you all are going to keep killing it. It's going to be great. But thank you all so much for watching my show. I hope to see you all next week.